pour in your experiences, or all of you to share anything you want to share about this particular topic, which is called soul contract. So let's just close our eyes. Let's just here be with our breath, with our own inner self. Try to be with the words that are being now said by me, and then try to understand this topic, because it's a very, very, very deep topic, which I have chosen today, which angels have told me to choose. So just close your eyes and be with me. Soul Contracts. This is being written by Rose Burke. So she says, universe loves each one of us. It only subjects us to experience that we agreed before being born. Have you ever heard of soul contracts? They play a big part in determining how we shape up as a person while on this earth. Before our every incarnation on earth, we are given a choice. It is a choice to pick our life's spiritual purpose. We are asked, what lesson would we like to learn this time? And the answer we give determines our life on earth. And the soul contracts are made based on our chosen lesson. If we choose to learn patience, we will not be surrounded by monks and sages, but by siblings or relatives who will annoy us to death. If we want to learn love, we will see hatred. And if we wish to experience self-confidence, then frenemies will come and step on us. No matter what lesson we want to learn, we will be given the opposite always. I'm repeating this. No matter what lesson we want to learn, we will be given the opposite always. Soul contracts are formed on a simple principle. It is only in being hurt and left out in the cold that we find valuable spiritual insights. We learn to care for others and ourselves and to be true to our inner values. The journey of self-development is a deeply painful process that puts us through challenges. A rough diamond gains its shine by ruthless scrubbing, and the same principle applies to us. For we, all of us, are diamonds in the rough, with potential for extreme spiritual growth and awareness. Don't confuse growth pain with the pain you get by being abused, neglected, and tortured. The universe loves each one of us, and it only subjects us to experiences that we have agreed to endure before being born as a human. Our aim was to learn lessons on high-value concepts such as love, peace, compassion, and patience. And by denying us these very things, the universe sets us on our path to discover these virtues the hard way, the only right way. So, the first step towards spiritual growth is pain and feeling out of balance. We are thrown into trying situations, and adversities are as powerful as our wish to learn a particular spiritual lesson. We learn to cope with our troubles. We learn to deal with our pain. And we learn to connect with people who are in similar situations as us. It is through this learning process that we grow and evolve as souls, and ultimately return to our core center, to our authentic selves, with the tools that we needed to acquire along the way: the courage, effort, and perseverance you will put in to get yourself out of the storm and to a place of authentic happiness, peace, and calm is your lesson, your reward, and your purpose to come into this world. Your experiences are not only the building blocks of your personality in this earthly body, but they are also the building blocks of your soul. Just hear it carefully, people. Lessons you learned in this life will be carried by you across all incarnations and make you an enlightened, empowered, and empathic soul. I'm repeating this. Lessons you learn in this life will be carried by you across all incarnations and make you an enlightened, empowered, and empathic soul. There are different types of soul contracts. Understanding soul contracts will help you see how different relationships pan out the way they need it to be. This is why knowing about soul contracts and twin flames can teach us forgiveness and unconditional love. What we need to remember here is that the people who hurt us, betray us, and inflict pain on us are upholding their end of the soul contracts. They are either members of our soul family or beings with whom we have some unsettled karma. Nonetheless, we are all part of a big divine plan. And whoever is showing us pain and hurt is offering us an opportunity, a chance to learn and grow. The flip side, however, is the continuation of growth. That is, the continuation of pain, suffering, and hardships. The universe will not stop sending us lessons because it wants us to keep growing, and so do we on a soul level. So the universe rewards us for learning a lesson with a more difficult lesson. Each time we solve a problem, a bigger problem presents itself. It is the most frustrating and painful part of our journey, yet the most fulfilling and enriching one as well. We, of course, go through a spiritual amnesia when we are born, so that we forget all about our past lives and the experiences of this life seem the most important to us. Always remember that if we resist the lessons or the experiences or try breaking the soul contract, we will only prolong our journey and keep coming back to fulfill our unfinished soul contracts. So the source of this excerpt, which is being taken by the writing of Roseberg, is the Mind's Journal. So friends, this was the article that I wanted to read. And this was an eye-opener, although we know all these things. We know about soul contracts. We know everything. But still, when we face a situation, at that time, we forget about these articles. And then these articles come to us to actually awaken us, to actually give us a nudge that, hey, I think you've forgotten this. Let's revise. Let's do this together. Let's understand it again so that it gives you a courage, so that it gives you another push, so that you're able to do what you are supposed to do in here. So this is what the soul contract is. Few days back, when I was guiding, I think 3-4 days back only, I was giving a clarity session to a person. So she was talking about her child, and that child, that baby is just she's about 4 years old. And that baby, the 4 years old baby, is going through so much in her life because, she is not able to sit. She just keeps, she keeps lying down on the floor. There is not much of a movement she can do. She cannot even speak the word mama, even if she wants to. So she was going through so much. And then the mother was so depressed and upset because she was not getting the support from the family, even the husband as well. that what to do, what not to do. And when, she was asking this question, what sort of a soul contract is this? And when through the angels, I was able to peep into her past, what exactly it was, I could understand this concept of soul contract completely, that what this article today is saying. So when I peeped into the past of that small little baby, I'm sorry, I'm not giving the name because it is not to be disclosed. So when I saw that, I saw that, there was an unsettled karma in a way that she was the husband of the mother in some incarnation. Okay, at that time, that husband had given so much of love to her. And she used to crib and complain as a wife. She used to crib and complain and do what not. And at the end, what happened was there were certain words that she spoke. And because of which she had an unsettled karma with the husband. And what the husband did was that even though she's saying all these things, even though she's like that, but I'm going to give her all kind of love, whatever she needs. And then there was an imbalance because the husband was giving the love and the wife was not. And after that, what happened was, because she had to understand that compassion, she had to understand that love, she had to understand everything. So she came as a mother of a child who was in that kind of a state, who could not even wake up, who had to lie down. And she had to understand the lesson of compassion through this motherhood, which she chose in a soul contract, which she had with the child. So it was mind-blowing. Similarly, there was a guidance that was being given to one person, she and her father, the relationship between her and the father. So right now he was going through something, he was going through a cancer, and she could not understand why it was, and it was an oral cancer he was going through. And why was she there, mentoring her as a daughter? And again, when the past was being, taken out in the past incarnation, how the things were being revealed, how the soul contracts come, why now she has become a daughter and he is still, he's there as a father, why it all happened. So everything was so crystal clear. So when this article, which I was reading, every word of it was actually coming to be true, that yes, universe gives us that which we have been asking for on the soul level. We forget everything, because whatever pain and suffering we go through here, once we just leave the body, we leave the physical body, we go there, up there, we do not judge ourselves there. We do not say that, okay, why this pain and suffering? Because here we keep cribbing and complaining, there we don't, because we know that we have lessons to learn. So there we are just understanding that why we did this kind of a karma, and how can we resolve that? How can we release that? How can we balance that? Even if we have to go through that pain and suffering again, we are ready again there while we are constructing our own soul map. And that's what the irony is. We keep cribbing here about the pain and the suffering, but when we are creating that soul plan there, we are not even bothered about any kind of a pain or a suffering. Even if the spirit guides, the angels, they're telling us, our guardian angels are telling us that, hey, you are going to, go through all this. You're going to go through this pain. Your husband is going through a good he's going to give you so much of problems. Your wife is going to give you so much of problems. Are you ready for it? And then the soul knows, at the soul level knows, that what is it that the soul has to learn. And they come with this. Just as this mother who came to learn the lesson of compassion, which she was lacking in her past life, she came to learn this, lesson of compassion the hard way. As the universe said, that once one purpose is complete, once one lesson is complete, then there's another bigger lesson that is there waiting for you, because that's what your soul also yearns for. It is not your physical body that is yearning for it, but your soul. And when we start meditating, when we start, trying to connect and getting connected with ourselves, when we start connecting with ourselves, we start seeing these pain or a suffering as an opportunity rather than any kind of a pain we should dwell in. We see that as a challenge that, yes, this is something that is being taken by our own soul. And that is what the soul contract is. I mean, since angels show me so much, these things are really, really they get very clear to me that, yes, these things are existing. We come here to balance out our karma. We come here to learn. And if we are not learning, then again, they keep repeating till the time we learned or we have learned. The same thing happened with me. Till I learned certain lessons, they were being repeated. Those patterns were being repeated repeatedly. Till the time I learned that. And once I learned that, there was another bigger challenge ready for me, which I had to go through. And this is what I call, or what the angels called as inner work, which go hand in hand with meditation. Meditation and inner work always go hand in hand. So this is what my take as far as this article was concerned, a wonderful one. So now if there is anybody who wants to share your opinion about this, or your perspective, or your experience, please come and just share with all of us. You can share your experiences as well. It's not that you have to share somebody else's, or you have to share your own experience. Yes, Madhuru.
Sharoo, as usual, wonderful article, and I completely resonate with whatever you have shared, and wonderful experience of that the child, and the relationship, how we ourselves have this contract. I'm presently reading this book called Three Lives by Lobsang Rampa. And friends, I would request and recommend everybody to read this book, because it has so much to learn about these things, what happened. Because for the people who think that there is no life after we die, and there is this book is confirming us that there is so much that we get to experience in the other side, and what happens when we go up there, and who all will be there, and there will be hall of memories wherein it is us who decide everything. It is us who chooses, okay, I want to go through these hardships. Because when we take the physical form, we completely forget that why we are here for, and what are the challenges. So this is where meditation comes and helps us to, it's like a hero in our life, that when we meditate, we have this clarity that, yes, it is me who have planned all these things. Then you take the responsibility. When you take the responsibility, then there is no suffering. And every minute to major detail in our lives, it is we who have chosen. There is nobody above that who is telling you to take this. It's just that we forget it. That's the reason why we are lost. But when we remember it and recollect it through the meditation, we are just in acceptance of whatever is happening around. Even the difficult situations that are happening around us is bringing us a lot of learning, as Sharoo shared. It's in everybody's life, we undergo a lot of challenges, right? So challenges are there to teach us something. So it's not like we should suffer or we should go down. It's not like that. They're there until and unless we learn that lesson, we will not progress. In the sense, like till we pass the exam, we have to keep writing the exam. So it's the pattern. So we have to break the pattern, and we can break the pattern only with the clarity, only with this higher understanding. And these things really exist, as Sharoo was sharing. These really exist. So have no doubts. Just be open to it, and understand it in a grand way. Then will always be in joy. So thank you, Sharoo. Thank you for sharing. So in my experience, about this soul contract and all, so I was not understanding why certain things had happened in my life until and unless I meditated a lot and I've seen, okay, this is me who have chosen it before I've taken birth. So when I understood it, then it's like a new life and a new understanding, a newness in me. So yeah. So thank you, Sharoo, for bringing this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madhugaru. Thank you for putting more light on this beautiful article. So yes, as she said, that it's, the karmic baggage we start understanding and we start taking the responsibility of that karma that we have created. So when we start taking the responsibility of that karma, so definitely this understanding comes, and then we start taking these challenges as just a task which we have to do and which we are responsible for. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madhugaru. Yes, Mez.
So my question is, in the article, you, if I just correct me if I'm wrong, that you read that we should, if we are following our soul plan or not, right? You read something like that, or it's just?
You just have to tell me. You have to elaborate on that.
Okay, so what I understood that we should know if we are following our soul plan or we are not following our soul plan. So how would we know we are following our soul plan? One question. And second is, where does the free will comes then? Because
the free will is like, see, free will is what? It's like you're free to make your own choices, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is free will. So whatever soul plan you have created with your free will. Nobody else has created that for you. And now when you come here, you again have a free will to choose whether you will choose the chosen path that you chose in the soul plan, or you're going to take another choice. Because there's always a plan A and plan B.
So how would we know? Is it my soul plan or is it my free will?
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to put your brain into it. You don't have to put your mind. You have to see and feel from inside. It's an internal talk. It is the intuition that is going to speak to you. Don't let your mind interfere. The soul knows where you have to go. The soul knows the map. The soul map is here in your subconscious mind. It is there. It's just that you don't remember it. As they said, that it's a spiritual amnesia. But we have the ability to tap into that soul plan as well. If we start tapping, the more we meditate, the more we come into that frequency and vibration. And the more we are in that vibration, we'll be able to tap also in our soul plan. If you might have experienced these deja vus, I don't know whether you experienced ever deja vus. So the same, when we talk about the deja vus, it's the same. It's the snippet of the soul plan that comes to you and tells you that, hey, you are on the right path. So no mind is to be put in that. It is only your intuition that is going to actually sail your boat.
Okay.
Yeah. And your soul knows, Mez. Your soul knows. Your soul knew in which issue you were dangling with, right? Your soul knew how to take you from that unhappy state to that joyous state now, right?
Yes.
So the soul knows. Just let the soul, cradle that. Let the soul sail the boat, not your mind. Yeah, and trust yourself. Trust yourself. That is the thing that you have to understand. Trust yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yes, Vasanta ji.
Hey, thank you, Sharoo and Madhu, for your insights, and it's a great topic. And I think my question follows in line with Mel's question. So I have this, like a friend of mine, she's a cousin of mine too. So we share a good relation. That's how I feel through my inner, and I don't want to lose the bonding or the friendship. But at times she kind of uses her words or sentences wherein looks like she takes me a little on a lighter note, that kind of I feel hurt like once or twice. I mean, not every single time, but then I try to overlook that because I know her intention is not bad and I know she's a good person and we share a very good bonding. So through for these hurtful words or whatever that I felt they are hurtful to me from my perception, I took a break of 2 to 3 years. I thought maybe I should give that time to myself. But after 3 years, it was like, again, the same chemistry. We didn't talk about the past, or I'm not even sure she is still that kind of a person. But my question is, I took it like I was not into meditation back then, but I tried to look it in a positive note. I thought maybe I should learn from this, that I should probably ignore her words and then look beyond that. So I thought that's my learning. I try to do that, but again, once in a while, these words show up. So let's say if this is my soul contract that I have come here I have chosen her to give me this kind of a lesson, and I accepted that. Now, my question is, do I talk to her? Like, do I talk to her saying that I'm totally fine with everything, I really appreciate the friendship and everything, but this is what is hurting me once in a while? So do I talk, or is my lesson like, just to have that patience and ignore that side of her? So this is just an example, but I see similar situations there are many kinds of people around us, and I don't blame myself for everything, because there could be some corrections in myself too. But when I take that step from my end, so how do I think about this? Like, how do I deal about this?
Okay, so there are different aspects to the soul contract. I will give you one example so that it helps you understand the question that you have put in. So I'm just going to tell you. So there was a lady who told me that, Sharoo, what is happening is that my husband is, he verbally abuses me. He does not physically abuse me, but verbally abuses me. So through meditation and through the masters, I've learned that this is my karma, okay, with him. And this is my soul contract and soul plan with him. So I think I will choose to be with him and I will continue it because I can't break the soul contract. So now here, what is happening is, it's again a different perspective of soul contract that is being taken. There is another perspective to it, that in the soul contract, the lesson is also of creating your own self-esteem, your own self-worth as well, which is being hurt by that husband of hers when he is verbally abusing her. So another lesson that the lady, she has to learn is of self-esteem and self-worth and self-love.
Right.
So in the name of soul contract, you cannot just let the other person abuse you. Just because you know that it is a soul contract doesn't mean that you have to do that and you have to bear it all along. You just know when to create a wall so that the other person is not affecting you anymore. Or you create a gap, a complete gap, a space. Because what happens, the more we meditate, our vibrations keep fluctuating. And according to the vibrations which are being fluctuated, we attract the people, because only those people who tune into our vibration will be in our life. Otherwise, the other people will keep shifting. Okay. So they will keep moving in and out, in and out, in and out.
Okay.
So now you have to see, just as I told her, that she doesn't have to see only this, that it is a soul contract that she has made. It's a soul plan that she has made with her husband and she has to put up with it. No, she doesn't have to, because there's another lesson that is lying there that she needs to know and understand of her own self-love, self-esteem, and self-worth. So similarly, it's you, Vasanta.
So it's okay to it's okay to communicate and say that what it is, and then try to mend that relation from both the sides.
Absolutely. If you want that, you can do that. And if she is also, as a friend, ready to take that positively, then the relationship will grow. Otherwise, what will happen is either it will fester or you will, start falling apart. This is what is going to happen. So give it a try. Always communicate. Whenever there is a relationship, always you have to communicate it properly. In a relationship to grow, you have to give that relationship a space. And if the other person is willing to listen, compassionately listen, and you're also willing to listen compassionately, that is the time when the relationship starts growing. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vasantaji. Thank you. Yes. So anybody else who wants to share anything? Is there anyone? I hope you like this article. I loved this article. So that's why whenever I read such things, I always want that it should be shared by many and to many. Yes, Vindhya ji, good to see you.
Yes, Sharoo, thank you. Thank you very much. Good to see you too.
Yes.
Great article. Thank you. And yes, like you said, we have heard, we've been listening to Soul Plan, Soul Journey, everything, all the books. And I like the way you said, maybe we need to listen to it again, because maybe there is a need. We are like, there may be in a situation where we are not realizing that. It's easy to realize when we hear somebody else's, but when it comes into our life. So beautifully explained with your experiences, and Madhuji too, and others. Thank you. I like the perspective when you said about opposites, right? Like, if your plan is to learn patience, then you're never surrounded with patient people. It's always so. It's so interesting to sit and observe all our related people surrounded by us, right? Spouse, friends, and all. There is always something that is not, it's not going with us, and we can figure out why it is there. So I love this journey. It is very nice to understand. Even my husband, I mean, he's very opposite. If I have patience, he has no patience, and he's like, risk taker. I'm not. So I used to think, like, we used to just say opposites attract, and that's what I thought. But now with soul, with spirituality, it is different. It is like, yes, that is what is lacking in me. That is what I'm supposed to learn. And even I think I mentioned it multiple times. My brother's journey. You wouldn't understand this concept. Why would someone have such pain in life? Why would everything was going smooth? Suddenly something happens in the business, something happened. And then from there for 8 years, 9 years, whatever, they're going through that. And I stopped seeing it as like, oh, so sad, so this, because it is like, it is a learning. And I've been trying to support and share articles. And even, I guess, the person who is in it, it's hard, like, to understand it is that, but at least I'm there to support. And it doesn't hurt me as much myself when I see the situation that other person is there in his life to teach him this lesson. Maybe he's too giving, too easy to trust in people, and maybe he had to do opposite things. Sure. And like you said, karma too. Even my parents and others say, oh, that's his karma. But the way they accept is different from when we see it as soul plan and accept that as karma. So when you say karma and just leave it is different from when you say karma and it is something that I accept and I'm going to get the lesson from it. So beautifully put. And I think there's all of us, so much is there in our life to learn. If we just sit and analyze every relationship, there will be something that we can learn. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, Vindhyaji, thank you so much. You always come up with your experiences, which are very, very valuable to all of us, because they really throw so much of light onto what we are talking about. So thank you so much, Vindhyaji. Thank you so very much. Shukriya. Pradanya ji, you are writing so much in the chat box. Why don't you come and speak something? I would love to hear from you.
Sharoo, yes, I have something to share. I do not know whether I'm correct or not. So I feel that it's not just about one virtue which you are learning in one lifetime. there are virtues which are complementing each other, and it's all about bringing in that balance as far as those virtues goes. For example, if it in case, for example, if your life's purpose is to learn patience, it doesn't mean that you become so patient that you tolerate nonsense and you tolerate things which you are not supposed to. So I feel that along with patience, to bring in that balance, the purpose of life is to also to learn to take a stand for yourself as and when required. So that's what my understanding is. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you are absolutely correct. And that's why I shared with you that experience of that lady with the husband, because who thought that I have to put up with that verbal abuse and I have to be in this relationship always because it's a soul contract. But when I told her that no, it is your self-esteem and self-love also which you need to learn through this opposite relationship that you are right now having because of this abuse. Do you want to still stay or do you want to work on it? So that is absolutely up to you. It is your choice. But this is not the lesson that you have to learn, that you have to be patiently taking all the verbal abuse that is being given to you. So absolutely, I agree with you, Pradanya-ji. I agree.
Thank you. Thank you so
thank
much
you so
for
much.
giving me an opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Shukriya. Thank you so much. Yes. So anybody else? Ji Kinduri ji. Nice to find you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, thank you. My question is like, for example, like we said that we are a soul family. So is it like if soul family, then our soul plan is same or it's a different? Like because sometimes what happens that I say that like in say relationship or means maybe just friend circle around us that we are from the same soul family, so that is why we have come together and we just meet each other and those kind of things. But sometimes I see that in circle, like we are like a odd man out, just totally different from the circle. So that time I just wonder that whether soul plan is like not necessarily that soul plan and soul family are going hand to hand.
Absolutely, Kinariji. Soul family is going to be there, who are going to be as your soulmates or twin flames or parents or friends, whatever you call them. So they are going to be there as a soul family, but their soul plan is going to be not same, but similar. I would not say same. It would be similar, but not same, because they have different choices that they are going to make. You have different choices that you're going to make. They have a different family. They have a different way of thinking. They have a different POV. That is the point of view that they are going to talk about. You have yours. So soul family members are going to be your friends, parents, relatives, your office colleagues, your husband, your children, everybody. But your soul plan of each and every member of that family is not going to be the same. It is going to be similar. It can be similar. It can be completely different.
Yeah, because mainly if I just tell you, then my two siblings, I find that means my brother and sister, they are just like quite similar to each other, but I am like a odd man out. So that is why I just wonder that why we are just three brother and sister, but still we are just means both of them are quite like going hand to hand, but I'm quite different from them.
Yeah, because you have chosen a different soul plan, a unique one, Kinnariji. Yes, we
Maybe.
all are. We all are unique, right? Because we
Yeah.
are always being outcasted from the society.
Outcasted.
Some people are like that. Some people are hurt because of certain things, because we do not fit into the society, right?
Yeah,
So we
absolutely.
have a very unique and different soul plan. So Kinnariji, come to my bandwagon. I'm also one of them. So yeah, come and
Okay.
hop in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
So like,
Kinnariji. Thank you so
so I
much.
don't
Thank
have
you.
to just blood relation. I don't have to just bother about things. This is what our family is.
Yes, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
Pradanya
is
ji,
what.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to say something?
Yes, I would like to share something. So, Sharuji, I look at all this soul family concept with a little bit probably different perspective. I feel that every person who comes in contact with me, it could be any person who is just passing by me, crossing me. So, there is something for me to understand and know about that person's story, that person's life journey. And there is some lesson, some message in that journey which is hidden there for me. And moment I decide to connect and understand that lesson and incorporate that lesson into my life by being conscious, being mindful, and being aware about it, I think this is the best way to evolve yourself. And uh, it can, I mean, I feel that this can change lot of things in your life. So what I do is that around me, whosoever is there, I look forward to listening to their part of story and connect with that with an intent of what is there hidden for me, what is message there for me. So I look
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
perspective.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you, Pradanya ji. And that's what we are doing here. We are sharing our experiences. You're sharing yours. I'm sharing mine. Vindhya ji shared hers. Madhuji shared hers. Kinnari ji shared hers.
Yeah.
Jaswinder ji, she shared hers. So everybody shares here, and we try to grow with these stories, with these experiences. And that's what we are here for. We are a part of the soul family. Even though we haven't seen each other, you know, we see each other virtually, but we are gaining so much through the other person's experience. Like today, Pradanya has come into this program. I'm learning so much from you. Okay, so I'm going to inculcate and implement that in my life. Okay, so similarly, I learned so much from Kinnari ji, the strength that she has, you know, and there's so much that I've learned from so many people here. So yeah, this is what it is. This is how we evolve and grow, when we become open-minded and, you know, to each and every experiences. And that's why Patriji always said, listen to the experience of the other person. Always. He always gave so much of emphasis on experiences, Sajjan Sangatya. And this is what Sajjan Sangatya is: to understand, to hear, to learn, to grow, to evolve. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pradanya ji. Thank you so much. So let's meditate now. So Madhugaru, so we can meditate for some time.
Yes, Sharoo.
And
so what I do is I will I'll close the YouTube. So friends, if you're watching in YouTube, please join in into the Zoom session for the meditation. So,
yes.
Yeah.